Leader of the Official Opposition.
Given that one government cannot sue a former government, it's called the Crown, it's not divisible. Given that the government just signed an out-of-court settlement with NMAX, given that the minister has refused to tell us how much it is, I will offer the minister another opportunity to be forthcoming with Albertans. How many tens or hundreds of millions of tax dollars have we lost in this secret court settlement?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, with the other agreements, as with this one, the agreements are between the government and each of the companies. The broad strokes of this one is it involves turning back some of the carbon offset credits to the balancing pool, but at the end of the day, each agreement is different because each company is different, and at the end of the day, we're all going to work together to create a new system, one that was broken, one that we inherited from the previous government, and as we go on to a capacity market, renewables, all the different things, and creating a more stable system, we're now free to work with all these companies on that, and I'm pleased with this arrangement.
Leader of the Official Leader of the Official Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think this will now be the fifth opportunity for the minister to answer the question. Given that she has not done so yet, this is a matter of clear public interest for Alberta taxpayers on the floor of this legislature to learn how much the government has just signed away to a power company that it sued, Mr. Speaker. It sued wrongfully. So will the minister, Mr. Speaker, please disclose how big is the check that it's writing to NMAX from Alberta taxpayers? Will she disclose that, or will it stay a secret?
Hear, hear. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I mentioned, as with all the other companies that we made arrangements and with, this one is between the company and the government, and at the end of the day, we're pleased that this agreement has been reached. It's been a long 2 years. And again, this whole court thing was because of backroom deals from previous government who set up a system of volatility that was hard on Albertans, hard on people's pocketbooks, and this is something we are fixing along with our new electricity grid.
Mr. Speaker, given that the government cannot spend public money without the authorization of the legislature, given that it has to be voted supply to write the check to NMAX, Alberta taxpayers and members of this place have a right to know how big is the bill, and will this minister take responsibility for the fiasco that has cost Alberta taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars? Come clean. How much is the cost, Mr. Speaker? How many hundreds of millions has this government lost us?
The Honourable Minister.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And absolutely, there will be a budget that all of us will discuss after the 22nd, I believe. It will be put forward, and we'll have opportunity to discuss a number of matters and also with estimates. But today, again, this is an arrangement that has been reached between NMAX and ourselves. It allows us now, we're complete with all the agreements, and we can move on with working with coal communities. We can work with transitioning to renewables and natural gas. We can work on creating a system that's going to be stable, yeah, without spikes and predictable for consumers.
For West Yellowhead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Hinton Geothermal Project will